Okay, so today we're here with Breck, and what we're going to be doing is using clicker-based training to help her stop getting too excitable and jumping all over guests. So what we're doing here is we actually have a leash attached to one of her guardian's belts so he can be hands-free, and he's going to have treats in one hand and the clicker in the other. Now I want to remind you that when we're initially training, one, the leash is here to help her so she can't just take off and start jumping on people. But it's handy to be hands-free so you can have more control by having a clicker and treats getting to her very quickly. You want to kind of reduce the amount of time, especially in the beginning of training, between the click and then getting the treat reward to make a positive association. Now, what we want to do is kind of play a hot and cold game, kind of like when your kid's playing a game like that, where in the beginning, if she's just not looking at the person walking through the door, you click because it's closer to what you're looking for. She might pull initially on the leash. As soon as she kind of turns her head away from them or gives any sign that she's not pulling or kind of trying to get closer to the door where the guest is, you click. And then you want to make sure you keep rewarding her for what the actual goal is, which is to be calm and good behavior, possibly looking up to you for direction. So that means that when she is ignoring the guest, you don't just stop giving treats, you keep clicking and telling her that she's doing the right thing. So you're rewarding that good behavior of ignoring the guest. In the beginning, yes, you want to be using a leash. When you start feeling confident that you don't need the leash because she's no longer trying to pull when guests arrive, you can take the leash off and just use the clicker. And then eventually you can start weaning off of the clicker to rewarding her by petting her and telling her she's a good dog. But that should take some time. I wouldn't try to wean her off of the clicker-based training for at least a month, if not longer. Okay, so we're gonna have, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one of the guardians go outside, maybe count to 20, and then you can come back in. Knock on the door or do something to try to make her more excitable. And what we did here is we just have the leash going through one of the guardian's belts. So it's not just attached to a loop on his belt loop, that would probably break. So it is attached to a belt itself. So that way she can't pull too hard. And remember, you want to have food in your hand ready. And he does. I just want to remind you of that. Okay, great. So anytime she looks back and kind of calms down, click and give a treat. Good. Now, good. Good. Notice that the leash is starting to get loose now because she's able to contain herself better. So we're making progress. While she keeps looking over at her guardian that just went out, it is progress because she's not pulling, she's not barking, she's not as anxious. So it's all about those kind of small milestones to get to the ultimate goal of her being calm. Excellent, good job. So how about you start taking a couple steps towards her so that way she's gets used to you being able to walk towards her while she's still learning how to be calm. Okay, go ahead. Good, awesome. So now as you can see, even though one of her guardians is approaching, she's learning that the best thing to do to get this treat reward is to be calm and not be pulling and barking and getting anxious. This is a great way that they can work on this together because she tends to jump on one of her guardians when she gets home from work, and this is a great way to help her learn to redirect her attention and stop jumping. Keep walking forward. Excellent. Good timing with the treats and giving her good rewards. Good job. And then we should be able to get to the point where you can pet her with her being nice and calm. If she tries to jump up at you, just walk away. So why don't you try going over to pet her? There you go. Perfect. And good. I like that you're still giving her treats for being calm and getting petted instead of jumping up. So this is the kind of thing that you definitely want to be doing. Excellent. So maybe click again. Good. Excellent.